Hi, yogis, and welcome to your practice. I'm Alana and today I will be taking you through a 60-minute Vinyasa Flow. So starting in a comfortable seat, you can be on the mat or on a bolster or a block, maybe a blanket, whatever most comfortable for you. Hands will be on your knees, and your spine is tall, hips are gently opening. And from here, if you want to close your eyes, that's a good place to start. If you're not comfortable, maybe they're half masked. And we start to get connected to our breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Thinking about lengthening each inhale and exhale. Maybe we take 4 counts in and 4 counts out. Lifting through the spine, face is relaxed, jaw is soft. And today, as we're practicing, we're going to be using compassion in our practice. Compassion for ourselves, compassion for others, nonviolence, kindness. So as you start your practice today, there should be no judgments on your performance or on others' performance, on competition or comparisons. Just going to work on what is right for your body in this moment. The body fluctuates every day, and every day is a different workout. Every day is a different practice. Every day, we're different in our minds and our bodies, and we embrace that and honor it. So as we go through this class, we put ourselves in the highest esteem and listen to our intuition of what is right today. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Relaxing the shoulders down the back body. Hands relaxed. Spine is tall. And let's come into tabletop position on all 4s. Move your bolsters out of the way or your blocks, but have your blocks handy because we will use them during this time. And coming onto all 4s, make sure the shoulders are over the hands, the hips are over the knees, top of the feet grounded to the floor. Although if you're more comfortable, you can turn your toes under. Either way is fine. And let's really starfish those fingers. They're nice and wide. We're in a neutral tabletop here. Energy coming through the crown of the head towards the wall in front of you. And here we'll take a big, deep inhale and go to cow. Lifting the gaze, opening the chest, and exhale to cat. Rounding that spine, pulling the hips forward, crown goes towards the mat, and inhale. Drop that belly, tailbone lifts, and exhale. Back to inhale. And here, just at your own pace, take a few cat-cows on your own. Staying connected to breath. And when you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to keep our feet where they are. We're going to do a child's pose in parallel. So shifting back, lowering the forehead to the mat, arms are forward. And letting the lower back and sacrum lengthen towards the heels. Taking 2 more breaths here. Nice job, yogis. And coming up, hips stay in the air, arms are forward, puppy pose. Dropping the forehead down, lifting those hips nice and high, pressing the chest down towards the mat. And we'll take the right hand and we're going to thread it through underneath. Right palm faces up. Drop your forehead or your right cheek down to the mat and press your body weight into the right shoulder. Should feel a nice sensation of stretching and lengthening in that right shoulder. Take a couple more breaths here. Nice. Now bring that left hand back a little bit and push yourself back up into puppy pose. Come center, navel to spine, lifting those hips. And then we're going to take the left hand through. Left hand, left shoulder comes down. Left palm is open. Drop the right or the left forehead or the left cheek to the mat. And breathe into the left shoulder, the back of the left shoulder. One more breath here. And bring the right hand back a little bit. Unwind. And last time in puppy pose, forehead to the mat. Really reach those arms out. Feel a lengthening through the torso. And coming back up to a neutral tabletop. Once again, check in with yourself. Shoulders over the hands, hips over the knees. And let's turn the fingertips out. And maybe we just rock back and forth a little bit. Just priming the wrists. The shoulders, creating a little mobility. And if you're comfortable, turn the fingertips back all the way towards the knees. If you're not comfortable there, put your hands where they are comfortable. And we're just going to shift back and forth a couple of times. Really loosening up the forearms and the hips, priming the joints. Good. Turn the fingertips forward. And we're going to stir the pot with the hips. So we're going to make a big circle to the right, all the way through and forward. loosening up the spine, creating mobility. And we'll switch directions, circling over to right. Good, meeting in tabletop. Nice job, yogis. Now, we're gonna bring the toes together, knees wide, and go into that wide hip child's pose, dropping the forehead to the mat, reaching back with the hips, lengthening through the fingertips. Elbows are grounded. And maybe we roll back and forth on the forehead a couple of times, just loosening up the neck. Nice job. Okay, and turning the knees forward, coming back up to that neutral tabletop, turning the toes under and pushing up into your first downward facing dog. So as we set ourselves up in this position, think about nice wide fingers, elbow tips towards each other, navel to spine, tailbone is high, knees soft, heels can be up or down, whatever more comfortable for you. And push that chest towards the mat. Create strength between the shoulder blades to support you. And maybe you want to walk your dog out here, just really working through the feet. Heels come down, maybe one last push back here. And lift the heels up, come up really high on the toes, and slowly walk your way up to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width apart, and forward fold. Lay the chest on the top of the thighs. Inhale here, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, energy coming through the crown, and forward fold, Uttanasana. Soft knee, inhale up, root rise, fingertips kept together, coming down to heart center, Tadasana. Pull the hips forward. One more time, inhale up. Fingertips come together, heart center, and bow. Forward fold. Stepping back to high plank. A line of energy going from the crown all the way through the tailbone. Hands wide. And elbow tips towards each other. We're going to take a vinyasa here. Remember, in honoring your body today, that can be just lowering down to baby cobra. It can be to upward facing dog, or maybe you just go back into downward facing dog or child's pose. Your choice. You choose to lower down, everything comes down together. And back down to your downward facing dog. Reset here. And let's take 3 breaths. Pulling that tail up. Creating lots of length and energy through the spine. Inhale, right heel lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose, round the upper back. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, inhale up and step it through. Right foot is framed by your hands. Let's slide the left leg back, still on your toes, and slowly drop down to the knee. Top of the left foot can be on the floor or toes curled under, rising up to Anjane Asana. Lifting your heart up, your gaze. And from here, option for blocks. Pushing back into half split. Right heel grounds. Toes pull back towards your shin. And you want the shoulders right over the hands. Maybe you can pull that left hip forward just a little bit and feel the sensation in the right leg. Notice what's happening. Try and lengthen through the lower back, hinging forward. Take 2 more breaths here. Nice. Shifting the right foot down, framing that foot. Curl the left toes under, lifting up into a lunge. And I really want you to think about lifting the left thigh. Left hand stays grounded or to a block, opening up to side twist. Reaching the shoulder back, maybe looking at the hands if that's comfortable, maybe looking straight ahead. Two more cycles of breath here. And bringing the right hand down to frame the foot. Here we prepare for warrior 2. So let's set the left foot at 45 degrees. Maybe you widen your stance and slowly lifting up, rise using the core. Warrior 2. Now just play around with your stance a little bit here. The knee should be over the second and the third toe, and also the center of the foot. Energy coming out through your fingertips. Really ground that left foot into the floor, especially the side of it. Inhale, right palm comes up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right knee stays bent. Take a breath. Inhale here and exhale, side angle pose. Creating a nice long line from your fingertips all the way down the side body, all the way to the left foot. And from here, we shift to warrior 1. Maybe adjust the feet a little closer together. Nice. Create lots of space between the ear and the clavicle. And stepping forward to square the hips, chair pose. Maybe you pick the toes up, lots of weight in heels. And forward fold. Nice. Chest is lying on the thighs. Take a beat here. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Fingertips come together and come to heart center. Tadasana. Pull those hips forward a little bit. Drop your shoulder blades down your back. Feather your toes into the floor for stability and strength. And inhale. And exhale, bow. Stepping back to high plank. And choose your vinyasa. Anything you choose is the right thing. And meeting in downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Lift the tail high, pressing the chest down. Nice, yogis. And from here, inhale, left leg comes up, toes point down, heel is up. Try and distribute your weight equally between the hands and the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose, round like a cat at the top. Inhale back, and exhale. Inhale, and stepping forward. Hands are framed, framing the left foot. Slide the right leg back, gently placing the knee down. Rising up on Anjaneyasana. Creating space between the ear and the collarbone, shoulder blades sliding down the back. Lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. And hands come to blocks or the mat. Shifting back, half split. Grounding the left heel. Maybe the right hip reaches forward. And notice what you're feeling in the left leg. Really pulling the toes back towards the shin. And trying to lengthen through the lower back. Two more breaths here. Nice work. Left foot comes down. Let's frame it with the hands. Lifting the right thigh and creating energy in the right thigh. Right hand grounds or to a block. Left hand reaches up, side twist. Pull the right shoulder back and the left shoulder. Looking up at that left hand, spin the ribs up. Even the right ribs, you try and bring them up. And place the left hand down. Preparing for warrior two. Let's spin that right foot to 45. Feet should be wide enough for stability. And inhale up. Warrior two. Now, as you settle into this, think about pulling the left glute right up under you, creating energy, scissoring the legs together. Inhale, left palm comes up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle pose. Creating length from fingertips to the toes on the right side. And not sinking into that left shoulder. The core is holding you up, not the shoulder. Coming back to warrior two. And bringing the hands to warrior one. Maybe you adjust the feet as well. Stepping forward, chair pose, hips are square to the mat, shifting the weight back into the heels. If your hands aren't comfortable here, bring them to heart center. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Reach, reach, reach. And Tadasana. Hold this for a moment. Feather the toes. Pulling hips forward, shoulders down. Receive. Inhale, softening. And exhale, bow. Stepping back to high plank. Take your vinyasa. Slowly lower. And meeting into downward facing dog. Check into your pose here. Bring those elbow tips together. Feather the fingers, feather the toes. Softness through the knee. Bring that tail up. And we'll take 3 rounds of breath here. Adding on from here, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back, reach, toes are down. Exhale. Last time, inhale, and exhale. Step the right foot forward. Slowly reach the left foot back. Knee comes down, rising Anjaneyasana. From here, cactus the arms, lift your gaze. Inhale, back up. And exhale, option for blocks, half split. Hinging from the hip, really grounding that heel. Notice your hamstring on that right leg. And maybe pulling the left hip a little bit forward. Two more breaths here. Nice work, yogis. Bringing that right foot down, blocks come back up. Hands here on the mat, option for block. Opening the right hand up to the ceiling. Keeping that left thigh nice and high and connected. Maybe looking towards your hand, spinning the ribs open. And right hand comes down. Preparing for your warrior two. Spin that left foot out 45 degrees. Maybe you widen your stance a little bit before rising. Coming up, warrior two. Now pull that right glute right underneath you. It's pulling under, supporting you, giving you stability. Inhale here, right palm is up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Breathe in between. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle pose. Energy all the way down the left side body. Not sinking into the right shoulder. Core is holding you. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse triangle. Straightening the front leg. Looking up at the hand if you can, if it's comfortable. And coming back into your warrior two. Nice. Bringing the hands to warrior one. Maybe you shift your feet a bit. Let those shoulder blades slide down the back. And stepping forward, chair pose. Feet are hip width apart, hips square. And forward fold. Grabbing your blocks. Here, option for standing split. Toes face down. Lots of energy coming through the heel. And soften the left knee just a little bit. We don't want to lock it out. And if you're feeling adventurous, maybe you take your left hand to your left calf. Nice, yogis. Back to blocks. Right foot steps to left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Fingertips come together. Tadasana. Receive. Take a moment here. Pushing your hips forward. Relaxing the shoulders. Nice, soften the knee. Inhale. And exhale. Bow. Hands come down. Stepping back, high plank. Choose your vinyasa. Elbow tips towards each other. Lots of energy coming through the fingers. It's supporting you. And meeting in downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Lifting those hips up. Navel to spine. Chest pushing towards the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts, toes pointed down, heels up, and exhale, knee to nose. Round. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. And last time, exhale, step between the front feet. Slide the right leg back. Knee lowers. Anjaneyasana. Notice what you're feeling in the right hip and the hip flexor. Cactus the arms, lift your heart. Inhale and grab your blocks. Exhale, half split. Hinging from the hip, lengthening over that leg. Notice what's going on in that left hamstring. Pulling the toes back towards the shin for a more intense stretch. Stay with your breath. And we lower the left foot to the floor. Frame it with your hands. Pull that right leg up, right thigh is pulled up, lots of energy. Options for blocks on your twist. Reaching back, spinning the heart up, the ribs. Maybe your head is forward, maybe you're more comfortable here, or maybe you look up at your hand. Left hand comes down to frame the foot. Preparing for warrior two. Turn the right toes to 45. Find a wide enough stance for stability and rise up. Pulling that left glute muscle underneath you. Stable. Knee right over the center of the foot. Reaching through the arms, shoulders drop down. Inhale, left palm comes up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle pose. Ground the edge of that right foot into the ground and support yourself with your core. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse the triangle. Nice job. And coming back into your warrior two. Scissoring the legs together for stability. Hands go to warrior one. Maybe you adjust your stance a little bit. Lifting the chest. Nice. Stepping forward. Feet are parallel, chair pose. Maybe lifting the toes, weight in the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Grabbing your blocks. Preparing for standing split. Toes turn down. Heel up towards the sky. Soft knee on the right. We don't want to lock it out. Keep it soft. And maybe right hand goes to right calf. Experiment. Enjoy it. Keep reaching. Nice. And hands can come down to blocks and bring that left foot next to the right. Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice big deep bend in the knees. Root to rise. And bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bow. Dropping down, stepping back. Last time for vinyasa, or maybe you just go to downward facing dog or child's pose, your choice. Slowly lower. And downward facing dog. Checking in with your pose here. Lifting the tail. Creating stability through the fingertips, the elbows, the hips. And here we're going to just shift forward and start going into a hovering tabletop position. Just turning on the abdominals. Take a couple of breaths here. And gently lower the knees. Toes come together. Knees wide. Child's pose. Take this time to relax and reset and get connected to your breath, slowing it down. Feel the length in your lower back, noticing what's happening through your spine. And coming back up, let's bring the feet around in front of you. And we'll lower down. Bring the knees into your chest. Just maybe make a couple of circles in the hips. Maybe rolling side to side a bit. Hug the knees in, hug yourself. And feet come down about the width of the mat, and let's just windshield wiper the legs a few times. Just opening up the hips. They just worked pretty hard. Nice. So we're going to do a little bit of ab work here. So we're going to go into a reverse tabletop. So arms will be up to the ceiling and legs will come up as if you were in your tabletop on the floor. We will bring the knees together. So the knees should be right over the hip. And we're going to inhale. We're going to take the left arm and the left leg out. And exhale, center. Inhale out. Exhale, center. Now, if this is too intense, you could maybe just shorten the movement, do a heel tap, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So do what feels what's best for you today. If you feel strain in your lower back, do the modified version. Inhale out, exhale. Two more. Great. Knees to chest. Relax. Press your lower back into the floor. Good. You need to take a couple of movements here to loosen up. Do what feels right. And meet me with the feet in parallel, knees bent. Let's slide the shoulder blades down a bit. Palms are up here, close to your body, but not too close. And we're going to really bring navel to spine here. We're going to do an articulated bridge. So feeling the sacrum in touch with the mat, you're going to roll into the lower back and slowly peel yourself off of the mat all the way to probably the bottom of the shoulder blades. Good. And slowly roll each vertebrae down one at a time, going at your own pace. Inhale and exhale. So think about those vertebrae like they're a strand of pearls, and you're able to place each one down one at a time, just creating mobility through the spine. Coming all the way down to the sacrum, and then shifting back up. Reaching the hips up. And like a strand of pearls, just lying them each down one at a time. Let's go through one more round, yogis. And slowly take it down. Good. Nice job. Good. Bring the knees in if it feels good. And we'll place the feet back onto the floor. Hands can be open to a T. If that's comfortable, they could be beside you, whatever works. And we're going to take the right ankle and cross it over the left knee, creating a figure four. And we're going to use opposition here to press the right knee down towards the mat. Notice what you're feeling in the right hip. Is it tight on the outside? Is it tight in the groin? Breathe into that hip. Elongating your breath. Sending your energy to the hip. Very good. And as if you were seated at a dinner table, cross your right leg over your left, just like you're cross-legged. Inhale here and exhale, and let's take a twist over to the left, right. You can turn your head to the right if that's comfortable. If it's not, just look up at the ceiling, whatever works. So we notice a nice deep stretch through the right side body. But what also is happening is you're getting an intra-abdominal compression here, which means we're sending fresh blood and oxygen and nutrients to your digestive organs. It's not just a stretch. It really helps your digestion. Inhale here, and exhale, come center. And split the feet. Maybe reset your pelvis here. And we'll take the left ankle across the right knee, opening into a figure four and pulling that left knee towards the mat, pressing against the right knee. You're just at the top of the right knee. And notice what you feel in the left hip. Is it tighter than the other side? Is it about the same? Making sure both shoulders are down, equal weight in each shoulder blade. And cross that left leg over the right. Keeping that T for your arms or both shoulders remain on the floor, and drop it to the right. Look left if you can. And again, we acknowledge that left side body really stretching out, but also the intra-abdominal compression that is really feeding our organs. And inhale here, exhale, center. And we bring the feet into parallel. Reset if you need to. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, letting the hips drop open. And if the hips are tight, you might want the feet a little further away from you. If you have more flexibility, they can be closer. I'm going to take the arms straight up to the ceiling. My thumbs are pointed towards the wall behind me, and we're going to bring navel to spine, really flatten out the back, and then we're going to bring the thumbs behind us. And here we're going to create a stretch through the shoulder girdle as well as through the hips. And keep pulling the ribs down and the navel to spine. We don't want the stretch coming from extension in the upper back. We want the stretch coming through the shoulder girdle. Let's take 3 rounds of breath here. And from here, preparing your Shavasana. Legs extend, arms come back. Feet should be a little wider than hip width and the toes fall open. Hands at your sides, or maybe you want to bolster under your knees just to let the lower back relax. Maybe throw a blanket over your legs. And coming into your Shavasana. Maybe you close your eyes if you feel safe and comfortable. Maybe they're half-masked. And start thinking about the breathing. Let's take 5 counts in. Suspend the breath at the top. Exhale 5 counts out. And then suspend at the bottom. Really starting to feel your body slow down and relax and just coming into breath. And if your thoughts start to rise up, just bring it back. Bring it back to your breath. And as you lie here in Shavasana, let's think about relaxing the forehead and the jaw. There's a softness around your eyes. As we come down front body, think about letting your heart just melt open to all the possibilities that are presented to you. And feel the weight in the back of your head, back of your shoulders, your sacrum, your calves and heels. The earth is supporting you. It's always supporting you, even when you feel like it isn't. You're safe and held here in peace. Let's just take 10 rounds of breath here. Continuing to elongate each inhale and exhale. And maybe there's a suspension at the end of those. And as you start coming back into your consciousness, maybe you flutter the eyes. Maybe you touch each fingertip to your thumb one at a time, slowly waking up your body. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet or rolling the ankles. Slowly coming back to your awareness. And right here, let's take a big, deep inhale. Arms come over the head, arch the back. And exhale, sigh. One more time if it feels good. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly work your way to your favorite side in fetal position. Taking a moment here, a couple of breaths. And with the bent arm, push yourself up and coming into a comfortable seat. Maybe you're on your bolster or a block, maybe nothing at all. Meeting here with your hands in heart center. Still lengthening the spine and connect it to breath. And we take our thumbs up to our third eye, right between the eyebrows. And here we acknowledge our intellect, our intuition. They brought you to this practice today. A practice to create compassion for yourself and for others. Lowering the hands to heart. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. From my heart to yours. Namaste.